Right, to December 2024, and today I am very excited to be giving you my first update of the week. And today we have a very interesting session where I'll be giving you an update on Mugabe's secret son, Tonderai Robert Mugabe. This story has been trending the whole of yesterday. Mugabe has a secret son called Tonderai Maeka, and I've got more details on this secret son. This man is very interesting, and I hope that very soon we'll be able to go and find him where he is and talk to him. So I've had two sources talking to me about Mugabe's son, and there are people who lived with him when he was very young, and then there are people who provided security services for him when he was older and Mugabe had discovered him. So there are two groups of people that talk to me, and I've also received details about his relatives and some of his activities. So I'm going to take you through Mugabe's secret son, Tonderai Gabriel Maeka, and also I hope that Grace Mugabe is going to do the right thing and recognize Mugabe's son and make sure that he's brought back home where he belongs and becomes a key figure in the Mugabe family, because currently they are not allowing him to become a member of the Mugabe family. Bona Mugabe is refusing to talk to him. She's the executor of the estate of Mugabe, and they're also refusing to give him a birth certificate. So very soon, we're going to give you possibly an interview with him because we now know where he lives. Now, I want to start by a very important event. So guys, you see that I've got my camera off here. It's me. Let me show you. It's actually me. It's just that when you get a new network, sometimes it's not as clear. I don't know what happens. So my network is not as clear as I want it to be. And that is a mess. Normally, I like my network to look good. So I want to start with an important event that is taking place right now before I go to the main story. So President Joe Biden has arrived in Angola yesterday, and he is meeting the Angolan president regarding the new railway line that is going to move from the DRC to Lobito. That is a port in Angola. Angola is now one of the most developed African countries. They are putting up infrastructure which you cannot believe. And some of this infrastructure is being done with the help of the United States of America. And this railway line you're seeing here is 800-kilometer Lobito corridor. It is going to move from the DRC and it's going to end up at Lobito. It will allow minerals to flow very quickly and efficiently between Angola, DRC, Zambia, and the United States or Western countries. So this is the map here. And Lobito, as you can see, it is that route there that is red. That is the route that is going to go to the port. It's 800 kilometers, and funding has been provided by the United States of America through the AFC or World Bank. So amazing stuff. President Joe Biden, the first visit to Africa, and this is to do with the Lobito corridor railway line. So guys, what I tell you about railway, take it very, very seriously. Railway is extremely important, and in Zimbabwe we're going to have railway. We're going to do it. It's amazing what we talk about here and how important it is. This project has got no end date, and we're going to possibly see more activities taking place under President Trump. You know that President Biden is going to be leaving, so we're going to have President Trump, and he is expected to support this railway line because China is currently dominating in the DRC, and China does not do any investments. They just go in there and they take the minerals and they go. Whereas the United States of America is doing very, very well in Angola, in Zambia, and also in Tanzania. However, there is a rival railway line that is being created, that is between Tanzania and Zambia, that is funded by China. So there is going to be two rival railway lines in the DRC and in that area around the east coast of Africa. And this is very important. The rail is going to be big. If Zimbabwe does not do rail, Zimbabwe will be nothing. The rail is extremely important. And what I'm showing you here is the future. These three countries, Tanzania, Angola, DRC, they are the biggest countries in terms of investment. And if you put Mozambique, you are looking at some of the biggest infrastructure investments that are going to take place. Hence, President Joe Biden, the last act that he's going to do is to visit Angola here. So amazing stuff. You can go check out this information online. It's all over the place. So President Joe Biden visiting Angola, and he passed through Cape Verde. I've looked for the video of Cape Verde, but I haven't found it. So as soon as I find it, I'll let you know. So very interesting. And now let's go to the story that I was talking about here of Mugabe's son. So Mugabe's son, Tonderai Gabriel Mugabe, or Tonderai Mayeka, he grew up in Glen Norah. According to people that I talked to, I actually talked to people who grew up in the same house with him. So they lived in the same house, and they say they did not know that he was Mugabe's son. They were shocked to see me displaying this picture, saying he was Mugabe's son, because they grew up with him. And what they say is that after he left, wherever he left, in Glen Norah, in Glen View, he then went away, and they didn't know where he went. They did not know that Mugabe had discovered him. So I then trekked to find out where did he go. And I found people from Zimbabwe intelligence who are very high-ranking. And they told me that Mugabe placed him in a house somewhere in Harare. Now, I obviously have the address, but I won't give you. Otherwise, I know about one. So Mugabe put him in a house, and that house was guarded 24 hours by state security. So Mugabe had put this son, Tonderai Mayeka, or Tonderai Gabriel Mugabe, in a house which was guarded heavily throughout the day. And people did not know who lived in there. But they heard that Mugabe's son lived in there. So he had a son living in that house in Harare. So I'll see if we meet him or manage to talk to him, if he actually was the guy who was living in that house, because it was a secret. So state security knew about him and were guarding the house where he lived. So I also don't know Kuti and Grace Mugabe. They know that Mugabe had a house which was guarded where people used to live, or where this person used to live. However, the house where he used to live, I've got the address in Glen View, and we're going to send someone there to see if they can talk to the people who are there. And then the relatives of himself, of Tonderai Mayeka, are still living in Glen Norah, in Harare, as we speak right now. So he's got relatives. Remember, he is a son from a mother who has passed away. And I think she was called Hilda Mayeka, if I'm not mistaken. She was a war veteran, and her daughter then became the chief of police, or a head, quite high-ranking police officer in Mutare. So she was a very high-ranking police officer. The sister of Frederick Gabriel Mugabe was a very high-ranking police officer in Mutare. And also, she has passed away recently, I think a year or two ago. I'll get details on that. And I've been trying to look for pictures, and I can't find them. So this is the son of Mugabe, and Mugabe had a DNA test conducted on him. It was confirmed that he was 99.9% the son of Mugabe. And this is going to be very interesting. He is said to have previously tried to contest in some form of political position. So I do not know what political position he attempted to contest, but it is said he attempted to contest for some political position. And also, he is a very erratic character. From my understanding, he is a very erratic character or a strange character. Unfortunately, I don't know what that means. We will find out what is up with Mugabe's son, Tonderai Gabriel Mugabe. And I'm sure that Grace Mugabe, where she is furious and she wants to find out why Mugabe did such a thing. Right, let's now go to some stories. Guys, I've got a sad story. Tarandichiti idya mubve. Ndiri kutaura chokwadi. Don't do what this man is doing. Guys, don't do it, what this man is doing. This is shocking. What this man, Mosquito, is doing. So idya mubve, musiye kutongwa nemasalad. So this man is a popular Zimbabwean boxer, Arifonso Zvenyika. His wife is on the left. She's called Jesman Mutokonya. And she was caught cheating. Naked pictures of herself with a man were discovered by her husband, Arifonso Zvenyika. After he discovered those pictures, he confronted her and she admitted that she was cheating with another man. And then she ran away and went to live with her sister. She took away the 3 children and ran away. However, what Arifonso has done has shocked all men in Harare, which is to go to the parents of Jasmine and beg for the return of his wife. That is after she did this cheating stunt. He has gone home and begged her. And she said to the H Metro, I was shocked to see Alfonso begging my parents so that I could return home. And he says he has forgiven me. And she says, I want to believe that I was used by the devil in falling for temptation. Guys, don't do it. My husband shocked me by visiting my parents, begging me to return home, saying he had forgiven me. Do not do what Alfonso is doing. Kutongwa nema salad. He says that at first she thought he wanted to kill her because there's no man who can do such a thing. She is saying this to the newspaper. He collapsed upon my arrival and we hired a vehicle to take him to hospital. And he was so shocked to see his wife. This man akajiswa ne bucket. Kujiswa ne bucket. I don't know what maybe when you're sleeping they just take the whole kujikisa and pour in your mouth. That is what happened to Arifonso Zvenyika, the former boxer, being boxed by love. Kusvika kuita zvinhu zvinonyadzisa kudai. Residents of Mushingandevu Street looked at the scene with disbelief. Especially men had no kind words for Mosquito for his decision to accept Jasmine. So, let me tell you why, guys, I'm saying this. A person's wife, you cannot put your hands on her. And worse, my pictures are circulate. And this man is, I don't know what's going to happen to this man, but something very bad is going to happen. At 49 years old, you are very young. If you're a man and you're 70 years old, you are like a new car. You should be able to operate. So leave this thing that Alfonso is doing. I spent too much time on this. So go to the H Metro newspaper and look at the story. Shocking story of Arifonso Zvenyika, even shocking his own wife with his forgiving behavior. Now, let me go to an interesting story. This is Kendo Minotabo Chiwenga that you're looking at here. She's doing very, very well. She has done an outreach program where she was restoring eyesight for people in Matabeleland, particularly in Vilabusi. And this was called the Gold Outreach Program, under which doctors operated on villagers who had eyesight problems. So you can go check out that story. It's all over the press. I'm going to look for the video when she was talking and I'll put it online. Then Charles Tawengwa is continuing with his behavior. Charles Tawengwa is continuing with the ED 2030. He's asking people to campaign for Mnangagwa to go to ED 2030. Kutambura kusvika 2030. He's saying there is nothing wrong with people saying Mnangagwa should go to 2030. So he has gone this weekend around Zimbabwe, campaigning, especially around Harare, campaigning for Mnangagwa to go to 2030. And he's continuing with this thing. It's not going to work, but he's just embarrassing himself. Dara Uyu. I think he likes being insulted by people. Sangangati murege, anabasa Mdara Uyu. Then let's go to Chamisa. Chamisa has posted his first picture in front of a Botswana plane. I do not know if this means Chamisa is in Botswana or anything of that nature. I'm not sure. This was posted on Sunday. Says blessed Sunday to you all. I haven't talked to Nelson Chamisa. I haven't talked to many people around Nelson Chamisa. I do not know what is happening with the results. I've tried to look for the results from Akoni and Bindura. I do not know what is happening. The SEC has not published those results. But all we know is that Victoria Falls has currently been given to some PF without an election. So that's crazy. But I do not know. Nelson Chamisa has not said what is happening, if he's launching, if he's not launching. But at the moment, I don't think it really matters what happens. I think the situation in ZANU-PF is going to play out, and then we're going to see opposition in power in 2040. If you look at the fact that Chamisa is currently 40 years old or something like that, not 40, I think Chamisa is 50. So if Chamisa is 50, that means when he's 65, that is when Chamisa is likely going to be president. If my estimations are correct, we're going to have a transitional government starting 2025 all the way up to 2035. There is no doubt about it. The Zimbabwe government has collapsed. Currently, the teachers are going to be taking the government to court because they've not been paid. Most of the things that I'm telling you here, when you hear them, you think it's a joke. The Zimbabwe government is failing to pay teachers. They do not have foreign currency. They don't have local currency. So it's crazy. And Mnangagwa's government is going to collapse within the next 3 weeks. The failure to pay is being made worse by the fact that inflation is galloping. So the little money that you are getting is failing to buy anything. And there is no prospect of anything getting better in Zimbabwe. At the moment, there are no plans by Mnangagwa to do anything. He's just keeping everything the way it is. And that won't work. There's no future here with Mnangagwa. Then in terms of business, I've got a massive business story. I want you guys to look at this thing when you get an opportunity. This is the top 100 companies in South Africa. So South Africa has released the top 100 companies. That is the companies that have performed the most and the best in the past 5 years. So if you look at these companies that I'm displaying here, you will see that the top 15 companies have got a lot of gold companies. So let me show you. At the top there, we've got resources, Alpha Min Resources. Then we've got Green Road. Then we've got Pan-African Resources. Then we've got a technology company called Altron. That is the company that does tracking and technology, Altec. Then you'll see that we've got Harmony Gold at number 5. Then we've got the pharmaceutical, number 6, that's Aspen, and Goldfields. Then we've got Raubex Group, and then another technology company, the Advertech. Advertech is a school company. Then we've got ShopRite at number 10, and Outsurance invested Capitec. Look at number 14, that's DRD Gold. And then if you go to number 16, you see Exaro Resources there. All the companies that you're seeing, up to number 20 almost, are someone related to resources and also financing. So very important for you to look at this list and what it means for Zimbabwe. So it has got massive implications for Zimbabwe. What it means is that Zimbabwe has got so much gold, but we don't know what to do with it. What is the growth? Let's look at the growth. Just on investment, 32%, 33% a year. Do you know what that means if someone has got $1 billion? If you get a return of 33%, that means you get a lot of money. So gold is going to be very big. And this is something that I think as people in the diaspora, one of our projects should be entering the gold fields or the gold market. Very interesting. I like to look at the depth and also the detail. There is a lot of interesting information here on this top 100 companies of South Africa over the past 5 years. So I'll put it on Gambakwe within the next 20 minutes. You'll be able to see which companies are over here. But look at the bottom. You've got Soko Sande, you've got MTN Group, you've got Super Group, you've got, I think I saw one of the companies I worked for here. I worked for SAPI. SAPI is over there at number 87. SAPI is an American company. I worked there and I did a lot of work in the United States for these guys when I went over there. This used to be one of the biggest companies. And that company's revenue is 5 billion a year. In Zimbabwe, there's no company with a revenue of 5 billion. INSCO is the only company with a revenue of almost $1 billion. You know what that means? It means the top 100 companies of South Africa at the bottom, they still have a $5 billion company over there. MTN is huge. The amount of money that MTN makes is huge, but they have good, great companies. This shows you what an economy can look like. If you just take this list, that is what Zimbabwe should look like. That is where we should be focusing. But at the moment, we don't have those sectors of the economy. Right. I think now let's go into another story. I've got some announcements here that I want to make. EcoBank is going to open. That's a community story for Mbulawayo. EcoBank Packet branch is going to open. Is this Bulawayo? I think so, yes. So that's EcoBank is going to open. And what else do we have? Ralph Peter, the CEO of MTN, has been reappointed for the next 5 years. So 2030, Aninga Achipo, Ralph Peter, the Zimbabwean-born CEO of MTN Group. So MTN has got 2 companies in South Africa, MTN Group and MTN South Africa. They are all on one space. So you won't know if you don't know. And Ralph Peter has entered his second term as the CEO of MTN. It's going to start next year and end in 2025. We started in 2030 for 5 years. And he was in a lot of trouble. Someone reported him on the hotline of MTN and made allegations, but then they chickened out. So the company had no choice but to reappoint him for the second term. He's doing very, very well over there. One of the most highest paid executives in South Africa at $5 million a year. So $5 million, that's his salary before benefits. He's running MTN across the whole world in all the markets that they operate in. So amazing stuff. And on a Monday, there is so much happening. There's a lot of news taking place. We are currently busy with the Victoria Falls project. We're going to do that project and we're going to develop Victoria Falls to be one of the prime destinations for a person from the diaspora to return home. So if you're coming from the diaspora, we want you to return and live in Victoria Falls, next to Zambia, next to Namibia, next to Botswana, and in one of the top tourism destinations in the whole world. We're also going to put in place a rail, high-speed rail, in between those areas. And you're going to say, like, who are you guys? The diaspora, you are the people. If no one does it from Zimbabwe, you are going to see someone else coming from outside the country. So let's do this thing. Join here, put your details. Let me show you where you're going to put your details. Gambakwe.com housing, put your details on the form. And what we're going to do is we're going to contact you. Our team is going to be on the ground to start operating very, very soon. And we're going to be updating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow down updating here. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything here. So regarding the project in Vic Falls, regarding Mve, I'm not trying to sell you anything. If don't do it, and then you tell us how that goes. If you don't want to invest and you want to stay in a little flat in the United States or in the UK, and when you are old, you then start scrambling. Because the problem with living in the diaspora is that, let's say right now you're 50 years old, you've got 10 years only left. So try something, try to make it work now, because you can't try on the last day. So come and join other people, and we'll make mistakes, but it's going to be done. We're going to eventually do it. And the important things that we want to do is high-speed rail, a planned city for the diaspora, for the homecoming, and also we obviously want to allow you guys to get all this on free land. So free land is very, very important. You cannot operate with your own money when it comes to all these things that I'm talking about, because you've got no money. All your money is going to rent. I can guarantee you, Mutare UK, when they get paid, 90% of their money goes on expenses. We're trying to defeat that system. We want you to have money. We want you to be like those old guys. Have you ever seen those old guys? Wow, 2000, go and buy a car. Or they go to South Africa and you see them. I see some old guys who come to South Africa to buy a car from Zimbabwe. They just take out like 500,000 rands and they buy and they go home. You cannot do that with a salary that you earn on your job. Your job is only meant for one thing: to allow you to live from the 1st to the 30th and come to work every day, buy petrol, and spend the day at the office, and then wait for December to get a bonus, and then you use that bonus for school fees in January. That is what the system is like. The system is evil, and the system is not meant for you. You're a customer. Do you understand? This is the first painful thing I want to tell you now. The system is meant for you to be a customer, not to be an owner. There is nothing that the financial system hates than an owner. That's why we what can start a gold. Many people get surprised. They don't know what to do. We're not educated to take the resources and turn them into cash. The only thing people know is how to become an employee and get paid and get handed money. It's like kind of a zoo. Imagine if the animals organize themselves and the men they get. And when you pin them up animals, and the animals or something in the zoo. That is how the situation is like. Africa, you so Africa. Take the analogy I just gave you now. We have failed to organize ourselves so that people can buy gold from us. So what they do, they come and they take the gold. Then the men they get and they pay each other. And the mimi Chenyumuzu is to dance and look pretty. We want to change that situation. Do not feel pain right now from what I just said. With a country that is got billions and billions, has got no Zimbabwe in the gold industry, except you Scott Sakupanya. Sidakunzwa kuti Pastor Messiah vari kupi iwe Scott Sakupanya. Right, so let me go to one more story before I go. Guys, I'm sorry about this. That's being disorganized. So this is a hotel in Juliusdale. It's called Montclair Hotel and Casino. This is an amazing hotel. I've slept here at least 3 times. And it's a very old hotel under one of the most mysterious mountains in Zimbabwe. This hotel has been bought by Rainbow Tourism Group, and they bought this hotel for $5 million US. What they bought is the hotel with 85 beds, the staff quarters, and another staff quarters in the suburbs nearby. They've also bought 24 hectares of land around this hotel. And then the family that used to own this hotel, or the shareholders, are retaining the balance of the land. So this hotel is surrounded by approximately 70 hectares of land. And Rainbow Tourism Group is getting of this land 24 hectares of land. And the transaction costed, as I said, $5 million US. I'll put for you that detail today on Facebook. I'm going to upload the whole detail of this transaction on Facebook. Guys, learn to make money. Learn to know how to make money. Making money is easy. Let me tell you how making money is easy. Panenzira yevanhu vane mari iri ku left. Then panenzira yevanhu vasina mari iri ku right. If you want to make money, you must jump from this road yevanhu vasina mari iri ku right. Wojambira ku road iri ku left yevanhu vane mari. Vanhu vasina mari ndanani? Zimbabweans in the diaspora. 1. Zimbabweans working as employees. 2. My politicians are ku Zimbabwe. My candidate. 3. Who's got money? Hustlers. Madinga. Ana Wikinel. Ana Mnangagwa. Ana people who are top in parastatals. Those are people with the uku. Money. What is the problem? The problem is the way of making money in Zimbabwe is such that the country cannot develop. You need a new system. And that new system is so much money in the country that no matter how much they steal, have I paid? So South Africa, no matter how much you steal in South Africa, the money will never finish it. The South African economy has got so much money. And this is because the system works. There is a foundation. In Zimbabwe, there's no foundation. Everyone is trying to hustle. Everyone is trying to be a hustler. So if we end up in Zimbabwe, from the bottom to the top, everyone is trying to steal. And when they steal, they want to consume. So everyone in Zimbabwe is trying to consume. There's no one who's trying to develop. So that's why you see good people vanoenda kunoita anonzi ma charity events like Oxley Mnangagwa. She'll go to a village and give blankets and give my chips and my sweets. So that when she passes and she's driving a Range Rover, someone doesn't question kuti Auxilia uyu akakurira paninga ari drive a Range Rover say Auxilia. You see, Mutule Mugabe, he was running a failed bank, Barbican. I went to this Barbican bank and there was no economic activity taking place. Now he drives a Range Rover. So you question yourself, how did he move from being a failed banker to owning a Range Rover and one of the biggest houses in Zimbabwe? So this is the problem with Zimbabwe, is the system. The system is wrong. And you need to know how to move from the system yakaora is not married to the system of the people with money. And it's so easy. When you make money, you take something that costs $1 and you sell it for 1 million. That is how people make money. You dig gold, which you didn't pay for, and you make millions and millions from it. That is how money is made. And that is what our diaspora people don't get. Zimbabweans in the diaspora, we are customers. So when I was in Zimbabwe and you go to Nyanga, you feel happy that you've gone to Nyanga. What you don't know is that if you sit down with 100 other people from the diaspora, you are going to leave that job, which makes you wake from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Then you leave and you go to another shift and you continue to work and with nothing at the end of the day, you end up with nothing. Mnangagwa has got a company right now that is with employees that have not been paid for 2 months. Mnangagwa uyu ED is with a company right now whose employees have not been paid for 2 months. So let me tell you what the company is called. It's in the mining sector, and Mnangagwa Mchumona is a president. He's got a company called Boltrek. I was talking to the guys, and the guys have been on strike. He's not paying them, but he gets paid. The company has got massive projects, including at Mimosa, at LHD, it does gas and all sorts of things. It even offers gas at MSU. What are the other companies here? Lots of companies. And it's also installing the Mutare Musika project, but they'll never pay you. So people with money, they understand how things work. But the model is wrong. It's going to collapse. And most of the people that you see in Zimbabwe right now who are making money, their money is not sustainable. Come back in 10 years and look at Sodom Kandla. Or come back in 10 years and look at Scott Sapquire. When you are one of us not going to send, Wikinology is worse. That man is already broke. So the model that we have, that we're using as Zimbabweans is wrong. But at a personal level, you should be thinking, how am I going to be making my money in 10 years? And it's very simple. I've shown you what the South Africans are doing. Look at that top 100 most performing companies in South Africa. You don't have to continue in the way that we're continuing right now, which is terrible. So let me look at the comments before I go. Bonamana wani iye. Ndewa Magaya. No, Magaya is dark. Magaya. Ndozi yama bebake. Nevakadzi vake vese. Ndovaziya. And I don't think Grace would do such a thing. You said Jonathan was given money to form opposition by Mugabe. I just made that on YouTube. It's not me, it's Jonas. Ask Tinashe Jonas. He's the one who came up with that story. And then this guy, Zuma, is in trouble. If you don't see it, I mean, one day you'll be back with it. Even said a story, Mosquito is plotting his revenge. I don't think so, guys. So let me give you this story of Mosquito again. Mosquito took his wife's phone for repairs. And then the people who were repairing the phone found the naked pictures of his wife with another guy on it. And then before he came back home, he texted and said, "What's happening?" Jesman, his wife. You can see them on the wedding picture. She's amazingly pretty for this man who is not employed. So she then ran away from home with the kids. And after she ran away from the kids, he went to the newspapers, to the H Metro, and complained. Unfortunately, he could not stomach her being away. And he also phoned the guy. And the guy told him, could he leave this mukadzi uyu arikuura, leave her. That is what the guy told him. Kuti kana mukadzi akaura, you leave her. And the Mosquito, in his own lack of wisdom, decided to follow her to her mother's house and her father's house and beg for her to return. And he's saying here, discipline is part of our motto in boxing. And we have to be principled and let the backing dogs hunting our beautiful wives lie. Guys. Andakudzai kuti kana munhu akadyiwa akadazvodirwa kuti ndisei kuti ndakanzwa kuti pane dhiri rinoitwa kuZimbabwe. And forgive me guys kana ndiri kutaura secret. Kwanzi vakadzi vekuZimbabwe vanonotsvaga inonzi chii, mvura yezvitunha yakagezeswa zvitunha. And kana uri kubikirwa sadza vanobva kuti ba mumvura inobikwa sadza haumuki. Kwanzi unoita zvekuita mudhara uyu zvekuti kana even ukasvika mufesi ari padheni unosvika museba munini ndozvekuitika apa mana, musaite zvinhu zvakadai. Idyai mubvee kunobvisa poison musystem. Dzungu iri rese rinopera kana ukadya mubvee. My sponsors here 0685267921. What's up there? Also tongi nemasalad. Mukadzi uyu, what she's going to do, anangoti Mosquito akabuda in the morning, Mosquito achibuda iye achifona kumufesi wake kuti mufesi dinga raenda. That is what is going to happen here. Hatikurudziri zvinhu zvakaora kudai uori pasina Jasmine munhu akaipa sterek. And I'm telling you this like a man. I don't want such nonsense. Those are some of the things that we should not say are normal. Kupererwa chaiko, to the last moment yekupererwa. Gamba kuti ndiri kuti mwana akaitwa naBhona hanzi mwana waSimba Asindewa Magaya. Yeah, that's possible. Bona is in the age group. You could do anything. It's possible because what's kind of these days, our digger, another person also. Eni Magaya Basaraki, Basamira Mushe, anokupedza ndo basa ramagaya. And Magaya, especially to mabhepi twemarare tinongoenda kuchechi tida kuonererwa haana kana 2 minutes natwo anoita zvinhu zvinoshamisa Magaya. But anyway, it's not a problem. Today I'm talking about nyaya ngatiende back to Tonderai Mugabe. We've found details about him. When he was younger, he used to live in Glen View with a family, and I've talked to the family. His relatives currently live in Glen Norah, and he has recently, or in the near past, tried to contest for something. He was confirmed to be Mugabe's son, and Mugabe was reportedly renting a house for him, which was guarded 24 hours by state security somewhere in Harare. I've got the address, but I won't give it to you because Munozoenda. And his sister was a top police chief or top police official, Mutare or Manikaland. So that is what we found on Mugabe's son, the Mugabe's secret son. And I think Grace Mugabe is livid right now to find out that Mugabe was such a cunning man. Achita sekuti munhu aripo Mugabe, but apa aine my secret. So that was the secret of Mugabe. He had a house where he was renting for his son, his only son at the time. Remember what Grace Mugabe came into the picture later, but I guess Grace anonetsa. So Mugabe said, no, let me just keep this to myself. And this man was being kept in a house which was heavily guarded by police. I've talked to people who were part of the team which was guarding Mpana Uyu. But others also said he's very erratic and anogona kuita zvinhu zviri odd. Mukomana uyu Tonderai Maeka or Tonderai Gabriel Mugabe. You know the boys, the other boys, they were recently in trouble with the cops. But this one, I understand he's got his own other issues which are not the same as Wapana Mugabe Varipo. Right, so thank you very much everyone for watching, and I'll see you again. Normally I try to come here every evening, but what we're trying to do is I don't want to appear like I'm marketing the Victoria Falls project. I'm not trying to market it. I'm not trying to sell it to you. I am just doing what we're doing for Diaspora, and I'm informing you. So I won't come every night. When there's something big, I'll come. But when there's nothing, we're going to contact people who are interested, who have registered directly. And eventually you're going to see what we're working on. Victoria Falls is going to be the future. So Gambakwe is going to be focusing a lot on Victoria Falls. And I hope that will do well. Right. I would like to thank all of you for watching, and a good day